Unfortunately, you have all these negative stereotypes being thrown in the media. I can't go with just what the television tells me, that these people think these way and these people think this way.
There's just a lot of misperception about the relationships between Christians and Muslims, even in my own family and in the media.
When they're thinking of Muslims, they're thinking of the terrorists, or they think of the popular television shows, whether it be 24 or Homeland, and some of these extremist groups.
There's a lot of factors that play into different Muslims from different parts of the world. So I think sometimes the perceptions are a little bit biased based on just what people see, and sometimes a personal relationship or a personal connection with somebody that they would actually know makes a big difference.
I haven't had that much experience with just someone who's like me, just a typical Muslim woman.
Having a friend in a Muslim, you know, and I think that's something that I do not have, and something I do want and desire. For the sake of knowing, for the sake of breaking that wall down.
So it's important for Muslims and others to kind of reach out and witness firsthand.
There was actually statistics that said like 60 to 70% of Americans have hostile or negative views towards Muslims, but that number dramatically dropped when they actually got to know a Muslim.
One thing that is very frustrating or difficult is the fact that when one Muslim commits something in one part of the world, right, or if they identify themselves as being Muslim, then it becomes sort of like a collective thing that, hey, now, like, this huge population of the earth is all of a sudden sort of guilty or associates with that person. And that's something that's very difficult, because I feel that, even for myself as a Muslim, my views might be very different from people around the world, or even people very close to me. It's frustrating that it gets grouped all together, right? And hopefully that will change. And I think that has to do a lot with just unknowns.
I think all the traditions agree that, premarital sex is forbidden, but I mean, on college campuses and all over America, you see people kind of breaking that. So what are your thoughts on that, and how do you think that is reflective of Christianity?
The Bible talks about it. God talks about the holiness of being pure before marriage. I think that in every religion you have a choice, and so some people will say that they're practicing the faith and then choose to do differently. And God gives us free will and a choice, and so it's definitely in the Bible.
Right.
So it's one of those things that it's unfortunate that it does occur, but it's definitely something that
each
the
individual
Bible
is
talks
accountable.
about. Exactly.
First off, I know you're married. I don't know, is your wife, does she
Does she cover? Yes, she covers. But the thing is, we're the black sheep of our family.
Gotcha.
My mother-in-law doesn't cover. My mom doesn't cover. My aunts don't cover. She covers, but she covers out of her own choice. And I think the perfect way to summarize the woman who wears this headscarf, like if you look at a nun and you look at a girl practicing Muslim who wears hijab, if you look at their outfits, that's literally almost the same thing, right?
Sure.
But society's taught us that a woman who's a nun, who's covering because she's pious and she's trying to, show her modesty. Whereas if a Muslim woman covers, she's covered because she's oppressed. She doesn't know any better. All this other stuff.
A really odd one. Somebody asked me, I was just wondering, because it must get really sweaty under that thing. How many times do you shower a day?
That's great.
What's awesome to me is when I met my wife, this is all I could see, right? Come on, dude, we're guys, right? At the end of the day, I don't care how good-hearted you are. If a girl is wearing revealing clothes, you're not gonna be like, oh man, her personality was awesome. You know what I mean? Because you're human beings, right? But what I'm saying is, it forced me as a man to focus on her as an individual and respect her and get to know her for her, and make me like her for who she was, rather than the way she looks.
I'm so glad I met you.
I'm so glad I met you too.
Aww.
I assumed and I thought that Muslims had more of a closed-minded perspective on things, but after this experience, completely shifted that.
Regardless of what environment we've been in, if we just look at the way we interacted with each other this afternoon, there's more reason for us to succeed and be together as a community.
I think that the Muslims who are watching this documentary should basically keep an open mind and learn about their fellow Christian brothers and sisters and recognize that they actually have a lot of things in common. And I think the fact that I got along so well with Melody is a testament to the fact that there definitely can be peace on both an individual and also community level.
We need to break the walls down and break the barrier of misunderstanding, misconceptions that Muslims are closed-minded, they're one way, they're oppressed, all that is not true if you really take that step and learn and grow. And sit knee to knee, eye to eye with them and just learn and talk and just get to know them as a human being, and just like when Jesus says love your neighbors, love your neighbor, get to know them.